Hello, everyone, and welcome to Eternal Mooncast, the streaming show all about Sailor Moon fan theories. We cover everything from the prominent, the obscure, and the Mooniverse. I'm your host, Michi, my special co-host for this month, our producer, Loki, returning tonight with Chibi.Chrissy. Chrissy has been cosplaying about 10 years, and she has been a fan of Sailor Moon for over 20. She is so happy to see that the Sailor Moon fandom is still going strong after all this time. Welcome back, Chrissy.
Yay, so happy to be here, guys.
But first, a quick money disclaimer. We would like to remind everyone that these are just our personal opinions. We do not in any way represent Toei or the Sailor Moon intellectual property. We invite you to join us when we stream live on Twitch or join our Discord discussions. Tonight, we delve into Hearts in Ice, Sailor Moon as the movie theories. I fucking hate that title.
I know. I was like, I could hear the trepidation on saying the title. I don't want to say this title.
Wait, it's Hearts in Ice?
Hearts in Ice, apparently. But it's actually not.
I think my
about that
brain
soon.
turned it into Hearts on Ice, like it's an ice skating show. Hearts on Ice. Yeah,
I don't sound like it.
I feel like it would work better, in my opinion. But
Take Hearts on Ice.
yeah.
I don't
If I had to pick a title, it would be On Ice.
right? Like in Ice seems different.
Well, I guess because she's going to freeze them up.
I mean, the original title is just Sailor Moon S the movie.
Okay.
Same with the Super S one.
But they had to add the little special title.
They fucking shouldn't have.
They love the
I'm going to
title.
be very upset.
Title.
They all have titles.
What's the Super S title?
Black Dream Hole.
Yeah.
That one is awful.
No.
But
Wrong.
that is only for the Pioneer / Deke dub of those movies. It is only for that. It is not the Japanese original. It is not the current English original. It is only for the Pioneer / Deke dub.
And not the remastered. We figured out that the remastered version 5 years later got rid of it.
God bless the Deke dub.
Hey, Sailor Denzel. Oh my gosh. No, like I love the Deke dub so
I do
much.
too. I really do.
I do too, but some of the choices that they made were questionable.
Oh, yeah,
questionable.
For sure.
It's so wild to me that not only was this movie remastered, but it's been redubbed. So it's like so many different versions of this movie exist. Also,
And I don't think any of them should exist. Okay, so here's my thing. I feel like maybe I remember the Pioneer / Deke dub. I say Pioneer because that was on the fucking DVDs and
Yeah.
VHSs, okay?
It's on the VHSs too, yeah.
So, and I'm just gonna call it the Pioneer dub as I remember it. Now, I haven't watched this movie in a really long time because as y'all may have noticed, I do not like it. It is the most forgettable movie for me. Everyone is horribly out of character. I hate all of it. That being said, the Pioneer dub, for some reason, is more in character than the current Viz dub.
really? You think
I feel,
Pioneer
yes.
is?
Because
I feel like I feel that way, but only from a nostalgia factor where I'm like, oh, this is who I know as people.
But it's also like the actual script. I feel like in the Viz dub, they stayed really close to the original Japanese script, which is great. However, we as Americans / English speakers are able to forgive a lot of cringe and corniness when it's in a different language and we're just reading it. When we're actually listening to something come out of someone's face and we understand it immediately, it's a no for me. So as I'm listening to the fucking Viz dub and like all the love to the Viz dub voice actors and everything, like I love them. They're great. But that was cringe. Like, I know Sailor Moon is corny and a little cringe, and it's very much like, we'll defeat you with the power of love and friendship. But like, it was almost too much.
You think it was just like the combination of the words and the inflections and the direction, or?
Yeah, and I feel like everyone was very bland. Like when they were like, I'm trying to remember what the exact line, but it was something along the lines of like, we're not gonna let her destroy our Earth. And everyone's just like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, Makoto's like, yes, I'm gonna get away with it. And I'm like, whoa, yeah. Like, the direction felt all over the place. And that's just what I think is wrong with the dubbing.
We haven't even gotten into the story. Okay, well, first off, let's start here with where are we in the Sailor Moon timeline?
Who the fuck knows?
Right? I mean, the outers are like frenzies now, but like baby Hotaru's like
God?
and yeah, because like they took the baby, but now the baby's gone, and they're just chilling on Earth like in a cafe.
Because Pluto's with them. And by the way,
Yeah,
is that cafe for fucking ever? Because I swear,
they hire a sitter.
I mean, they have the money to hire a sitter.
That's true.
It's a 3-income lesbian household.
like,
Come on.
But it's clearly after the events of S in the series, right?
it almost feels like Stars-esque, but like before Stars.
I think that it is not quite before the end of Super.
Okay.
Or not Super, before the end of S.
Okay.
So
Like
I
a
think
side quest in the middle of the S saga.
yeah, like shit hasn't quite gone down yet, but like it's getting really close. But also the thing that we were using as a pinpoint for last movie, Luna P still exists.
Wait, what the? How is that
Wait, is
possible?
Luna P in this?
Yes.
I blocked that out too.
She just kind of like randomly appears and like
Well,
close
is
by.
Luna P like her own entity? It's just Pluto used Luna P to talk to
Right.
her, so like, it continues to exist forever, right?
Black Lady destroys Luna P.
Yeah.
Can Luna P really be destroyed?
Yeah.
Wait, but like,
Maybe they rebuilt her.
yeah, because that could
But
be.
then where is she the rest of the time?
This one animator was like, I really, really like Luna P. Let's put her back in.
This sphere is what I need. We're putting this shit back in.
Toys. It's because they want to sell toys.
Yeah.
100%.
Anyway.
All right. But okay. So, because we discussed this before, it seems like these movies take place not outside of a season, but within the season. So I think you're more on money, Chrissy, where it's like, it's not quite, or sorry, whoever said it's not quite the end of S, but like,
Yeah, that was Loki. Yeah.
Loki, sorry. Yeah. It right before it. And it's like right before everything blows up.
Yeah, like a little side quest.
Yes.
Like it was literally like Christmas happened to fall on a random Tuesday. And like they decided to go fuck off to, Central Tokyo or whatever. That's literally, there is no other way to place it.
No.
Especially with how fucking dumb everyone was.
Oh, but wait. She uses the chalice though, like at the end.
Oh, you're right.
So wasn't that like she's able to use the chalice like fully not until the end of the season though, I thought.
You're right.
I think in their head, I think when they made this in their head, they meant for it to happen after the season, but there's like continuity shenanigans. But
I also am of the camp that the movies do not belong in any one timeline.
Yeah, like I feel like though they were supposed to be like a, hey, here's something to appease the masses while we animate the next part of the show type thing.
Yeah. Like an ed cap to the season, but they
I
really
think
fucked up on continuity.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what it was. I think they literally were like, we're just gonna pull some elements from that season and throw it in a movie and hopefully it works. But there's not really.
Hopefully no one notices. We're all like,
again, it's like you can get through all of Sailor Moon and never watch these movies and you're not missing any plot.
but at the same time, you can watch just the movies and understand a basic plot line.
True. Yeah.
So
But I feel like because there's a lot of animes where like they make movies instead of like episodes, and it's like you have to watch the movie, like
Mhm.
understand. But it's like you take them or leave them.
Yeah, it's like the OVAs, but like, yeah.
But even worse.
The other thing I always use to try to figure out where we are in the Mooniverse, what is the relationship between Usagi and Mamo at the moment?
Good.
Quest. Yeah. We think
As good as it's gonna get in the anime. He's an asshole in the entire anime.
I mean, they definitely haven't screwed yet.
yes, but they actually are like he seemed
I
happy.
think they're in like a happy as Mamoru can be kind of place.
Yeah.
But again, like he's never like joyous. Ever.
Like everybody always
mean-
calls him Anime Prince Charming, and I'm like, where?
No.
He sucks.
No, he's awful.
Yeah, they like make him terrible. No
And I
one
think-
wants him to be their boyfriend.
Part of me wonders if we had never seen the first portion of the series, like just Sailor Moon, straight up, if we had never seen it and we never witnessed him being an absolute dickhead, would we still feel that way?
Yes. Literally in this one, she's like telling Luna about like she's like, "What do you guys talk about?" And she's like, "Usually we talk about things," and then he falls asleep.
Because he's so comfortable with her, though.
I don't think,
And
that's
it's not
what
him
we're
falling
going
asleep
for.
because she's talking. He's falling asleep because he's so relaxed and he's
I
talking
don't
about
think
something.
I definitely don't.
Okay, well, you know,
I think that is
napping
bullshit.
together is my love language, so y'all are
when you're
invalid.
napping together, not when you're like talking to your significant other.
You don't know that she
all
doesn't nap with him.
She's talking to him.
And he's just like out. Because then she says that she looks like a sleeping child or something.
Yeah.
He sleeps the sleep of the dead. He looks she's so boring that he's just like,
But it's not her talking.
Yeah, it is.
He's talking to her.
No, I think she just doesn't shut up and he falls asleep.
No, she literally is like, he starts talking about something that he likes. And then he gets so comfortable that he falls asleep. And the thing is, she lets him.
I think it was implied that she's doing the talking and that he falls asleep.
That's what I thought. I
I
totally
will
read
scrub
that.
through the fucking movie right now.
I totally read that because he rolls his eyes at her. Like,
Yeah.
dare you? Or
Yeah,
sorry.
no, I don't know. I don't think he's that like loving towards her personally. Like
What
would
part
think
Are you guys really talking about the part where she's talking to Luna about this?
No, the
Yes.
part where it's like sunset and it's like all beautiful.
You think she's gonna
No,
say, "Let me
Michi,
kiss." Like,
Michi,
there's
you are in
no-
a different part of the movie.
Am I?
Yes. You are in a different part of the movie.
I'm a very visual person. Uh-oh.
It's where you literally think they're implying that like Luna's basically trying to ask about kissing, and it's implied that there's supposed to be a kiss. And
Oh,
instead
okay.
of being like they kiss, she's like, and then he falls asleep.
And that's whenever they're going over the potpourri, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Down with you.
I was about to be like, you are in a completely different portion of the movie.
Sorry, they talk about that scene and I was back at that scene.
When they're on the park bench and it is sunset,
Yeah.
he doesn't poke fun at her because he doesn't. But he is like, oh, well, maybe you're being a little too clingy to Luna. And Usagi,
Negs her.
Usagi is the one that's like, oh my god, you think I'm clingy? And I'm like, is that what he said?
I think he negs her. I think he's mean to her.
No, anime
I think she's a child.
She is, but like he knew that when he decided to date a 14-year-old dummy.
Fair.
Like,
That is a fair point.
what did he expect? He's like, I'm
Well-
going to college, and she is just like, I'm 14.
Agree to disagree
Okay.
on
So-
that because listen, I do not like Mamoru in the anime at all ever, but I don't think in this particular movie he is being an asshole to her.
He's
He was
not-
an asshole in the first one
He's not as bad.
where he's like,
I don't even want to kiss you. I think he has general, like, an air of assness to him.
And it's also might just be because this is the point of the storyline where he has not been the greatest. He does get better throughout the S season, but he's not exactly the greatest. But something that felt really out of character mean-wise was how mean Serena was to Luna in the D dub.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys know what I mean? Where she was like Luna, who was clearly sick at the beginning of the movie, and then Serena was just like, and like just super out of character, not playful mean, but mean. Does that make sense?
I don't
Yeah.
remember this,
Let me.
but I'm sure it happened because again, she's a child.
And that's like, okay, so like in the third movie,
Everyone is literal children at one point, and even then, they behave less like children than the Senshi that are in this movie who are not literal children.
everyone in this movie, like, literally has no idea. It's like they put on Fugus for the first time. No one.
This characterization, I would forgive more in the first movie than in this one.
Really?
Yes, because
Sorry, keep going, Look.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say this one I feel like was meant to showcase the look how cute human Luna is, and the rest of it was just like, throw something and put some filler in there.
But yes, but I also think that literally this characterization of the Senshi as they are in this movie, if you just took that and put it into the first movie, I would forgive that more.
Okay.
Because it's earlier in the season, they just had their fucking whatever. Like, they literally came back to life. Like, shit's fucked up, and I totally understand. Here, they're generally more mature in S at this point in time than they are than they are in this movie.
Yeah.
Because there's a sorry, interrupting real quick.
You're good.
I have to get my thoughts out before they completely derail. Mainly the thing that like forces all of the Senshi to literally grow up and mature is the interaction with the outer Senshi. Because the outer Senshi are all elegant and they're so grown up and oh my god, they're just so great. So all of them strive to be like the outers. And that's how they mature and grow up and start figuring out that like, oh, like we need to actually have our shit together. They don't always because again, they're all children, all of them. But I feel like these Senshi were way more immature than what they should have been for this point.
And I feel like too, a lot of people, I thought this was people's favorite movie, but I think it's only because everyone just remembers human Luna and like me, just forgot everything else that happened. I think people think fondly of this movie because human Luna and the rest of it, like, blocked from memory.
I also have a lot of questions about Luke.
We'll get first. Let's step. And by the way, though, the person I feel the most sad for in this whole movie is Artemis. So right off the bat,
I know.
because poor Artemis, right off the bat, is just like, hey, like he's just like trying to be there for her every step of the way, but she like doesn't even realize he's there for her. If that makes
He
sense.
literally goes, "Hey, Luna, I'm here if you need anything," and she's, "Yeah, whatever. I can't talk to you right now." And I'm like, "Ma'am."
Right?
Yes.
I was like, why? I know. And but this movie at the core, would you say that this is more Luna's movie than Usagi's movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Jinx.
Oh, that's not for the better.
Yeah, like, absolutely. It is not a Sailor Moon movie. It's a human Luna movie. Yeah.
I'd say though, but at the same time, the voice acting, I think, for Luna, for both the Viz and for the Geek, I really liked. But it might be the nostalgia goggles, but the emotion in the Deke Luna really got me.
It's the little British woman voice.
Yeah, and
And I think to me it's funnier because she's like this like sexy woman and then it's just still old British woman voice.
okay, that confused the heck out of me as a kid because like her voice, I expected her to be like, I don't know, like,
Different. Yeah, no, and she just sounds like still like a 80-year-old British woman.
You said it
She sounds like Angela Lansbury. Like, she sounds like Mrs. Potts.
in the best possible way.
Yeah.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Like, there's
Which,
just
like,
something
that's
about
how
it.
I want my Luna to sound.
Yes. Okay. So we'll wait for Loki to get back for the clip, but I have the clip where
Sure.
the conversation, the whole crux of this movie to me comes down to one scene. And it is the scene when Luna is coming out of the observatory. And it's
Mhm.
right after she just saw, God, don't ask me the scientist's name, but
Oh,
the girl scientist has just run out, and the boy
yeah.
scientist is really sad because he just pushed her away because he's dying, and he doesn't want her to know that when she's about to go to outer space, because I'm pretty sure he thinks she won't go. You know where I'm at?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's that speech that Luna gives. Welcome back.
Her name is Himeko and his name is
Himeko.
Kakeru.
Thank you, this is why I need you.
So really great way to remember the female astronaut's name. So Kakeru's whole like thing is like Princess Kaguya, Himeko.
Himeko, okay, so that's where they were going. That's awesome. All right, so I have this clip, and I have 2 versions. I have the original and the remastered, but this is, to me, where the real emotion comes through of this movie.
So, Rivna, you okay? Yes, I'm okay. Tries to hide his true feelings and illness from Himiko. He shouldn't. He loves her so. Considering, but he was so kind and caring. Even though I'm a cat, I still thought we might be destined to become soulmates who understand each other. Yes, I know. Now I know what true love must feel like. And I wish I didn't. I really wish that I was a human being. Even if I was, it still wouldn't matter because he's truly in love with Himiko. Still, it would be nice to tell him how I feel. Maybe I'd feel better. To be okay.
Not to ruin the moment, but they
no.
give her like a whole human voice, and then they give her weird cat gurgle groaning.
I feel like they were like, listen, British English voice actor, please cry like a cat.
Yeah. What the? Why did they make her do that?
I agree. It would have been an 11 out of 10
Her
stuck.
cry. Yeah. Like, why all of a sudden did she revert? Like, she doesn't speak with cat voice.
But, and by the way, Sailor Denzel gets full credit for giving me those little clips. Thank you so much.
Oh, perfect.
But no, to me, that is the heart of the movie. That voice acting where she is like, you can hear the heartbreak in her voice. To me, that is what this movie is about. This is about Luna's journey discovering love and what love really means. At least outside of friendship. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I know. I forgot about the gurgle cat crying until I watched it today. And I was like, why did they do that to her?
I know. I'm genuinely wondering because I'm like, you had to know.
I very much agree that that is the heart of the movie, and I hate it in every single iteration.
Nothing about it. Nothing good about it.
The tuxedo mask gift.
The Tuxedo Mask gift and the fact that we
redeem-
get to see Luna. But
Yeah. The 2 redeeming qualities.
that is the only redeeming qualities. Literally the only ones. And also, like, being able to see a whole lot of tit at a tender age of, like, 12 or whatever.
That's true. Ice titties.
There's a lot of ice titties.
Okay, so let's talk about the scientist and Luna and their relationship. So he saves her from, well, basically she passes out on the street and he ducks and rolls and manages to save her from getting hit by a car. Oh, and then he goes back and he's like nursing her back to health. But I'm sorry, the one thing I always bothered me as a kid is why didn't he get in bed with Luna? Why did he give a queen size bed to the cat?
Because he's a man. The thing that kind of bothers me is, like, he absolutely did the right thing, more or less. He rescued a cat, he took her home, he fed her. Why did he give her sugar?
He fed her sugar candy.
He first of all fed her sugar candy. Secondly, on Luna's side, it's like a weird, non-torturous, like crazy Stockholm syndrome that she went through. Because literally this person just was nice to her. And she's like, oh, I think it's love. And I'm like, ma'am, please.
I think too, at this point though, in the series, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be, has anyone actually done anything for Luna? Like, has anyone have they showed anyone going out of their way to be like, Luna, I got you a blanket, or I don't know, like anything. Like I feel like Luna's like the mom of the group that's like underappreciated. Very much a like, someone did something for me. Oh my God, this has never happened before.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yes, but also I completely agree with Usagi where she's well, Luna's always nagging me and she's always being really negative at me and blah blah. So like no offense if my talking cat was basically being like you're fucking dumb, you need to study, like what the hell is wrong with you? I also would be like get wrecked.
True. It's very much like a mom-daughter relationship.
Very much. And you know what? So I have a theory on who this guy could be. So what if, because that he gets ridiculed for saying that there's more than just the space rock as the moon, what if he came from the Moon Kingdom and was a citizen of the Moon Kingdom and he has past memories, which is why he's superhumanly intelligent and thinks that there's different things on the moon.
And has a predisposition connection to Luna because of that?
It still doesn't forgive the movie.
No, but it helps it make more sense.
No, it doesn't.
I like that theory though.
It's a great theory. No,
I'm reborn from the moon. Yeah, no.
I'm not negating the fact that couldn't be a thing.
And is that why like the evil crazy lady was like drawn to him too?
Bingo.
Yeah.
No, she's drawn to him because his stupid ass saw something and was like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking initial D my way over there in my fucking
like,
little shitty car.
Drawn to that because of his connection.
No, he just saw it.
Yeah, but
he literally just saw it fall to earth.
But most people would like call the cops or call for help or call for anybody. Instead, he went, which is a very senshi like Moon Kingdom thing to do.
Go back in season 1, and during that scene where they're like fighting the Moon Kingdom, let's scrub through it and see if we can find someone.
Some dumbass being like,
right, he's in there. Then we can all be like, wow, they had this plan from the very beginning. We're the dumb one.
And yet the continuity errors are still there.
Now, 20 years later, they figured it out.
I know. They're like, good job, kid. You did good.
You did it. That was your high-def 5K TV.
Clearly, that's what we needed. We needed it in multiple dubbings and in 4K. So please, or 5K, please.
Dissecting the shit out of it.
Yeah, because that's the thing. This kept striking me because they're like, okay, he's at a PhD level. He has extensive scientific background. He lives at an observatory. And they always are making fun of him for talking about the moon and people living on the moon. I'm like, okay, clearly he's a citizen of what was the Moon Kingdom.
Okay, I wouldn't say clearly. Let's calm down with that. He may be a citizen of the Moon Kingdom.
Okay.
He's not clearly one. Because clearly
people in real life now that think birds aren't real. So
there are very intelligent people that spew incredibly dumbass shit. And if he has that much drive and that much passion because in the Viz dub, Himeko is like, you've got several PhDs. And I'm like, damn, homeboy is a genius. That doesn't mean that he's smart. It means he's intelligent, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's smart.
But I do the Moon Kingdom theory. I think it's an interesting.
Yeah, I would take it and put it in my back pocket, keep it for later. But I would not say
we'll never
very
know.
clearly.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
That's
Can you imagine being like, at Nooko Sensei, is Kakeru one of the people from the Moon Kingdom? Enter.
Very important. Before I die.
Like, please just answer.
We could start telling people that, and I don't think people would doubt us.
That's true.
Like, it's a solid theory.
Where we just start telling people like it's true and just see how far it gets until other people start saying it and be like, oh my God, did you know?
but also anything you say with confidence will be the truth. So
Yeah.
it doesn't, we literally could be like, he's from the Noodle Kingdom. And people
Yeah.
would be like, damn, you right.
Just like straight white man your way through it.
Yeah. Middle-aged cis white man.
Yeah, just say they be saying stuff. I'm married to one. He always be saying stuff, and I'm like, I don't know.
Dude, I got a teenage cis white man, and it's rough.
Yeah,
It's rough out here.
Like, if you want to hear someone say just batshit things with the utmost confidence, like just talk to any of them, and they're like,
yes.
All right, got a special treat for us because I did this with Promise of the Rose, and it is Toonami trailer versus his trailer.
Fuck yeah,
Ooh.
Toonami.
Because I want you guys to see how differently these were marketed.
I am curious. I know. I feel like I have to go back and watch the Viz one, but I don't want to.
It's
not good.
You will regret.
Yes, you will regret it.
I enjoyed it.
Oh, hi.
This one is, I think this one's Toonami. Yeah, this one is Toonami. And by the way, to shout out to the YouTuber SlimD716, who has had all of these amazing Toonami on their channel, like 11 out of 10. Thank you from this channel.
A real one.
Share. All right. Hope you're ready for this.
I'm so ready.
Eye is almost over. His life is equal for the sailor's shots. Young scientist and his mysterious discovery have opened the door. So beast freezer. Fixed Friday at 5:30.
You know what? God bless the Toonami like video or like
Editing.
yeah, no, like the voice, because he does all of them, like all the trailer. He did all
That's
the
Tom
trailers.
too.
Yeah, no, like every time. Yes, like he did a Gundam Wing one, and it makes like Gundam Wing sound like the most epic war film of all time. But yeah, no, any like that he made that sound way more epic. Right, from high school.
Listen,
Like,
I
oh.
have the utmost respect for Tom and Tom too. They were the real ones for real. Like they were the voices of Toonami, and they put their entire Tomosies into it for sure.
They really did.
It really did.
Because if I remember correctly, the first Tom, the original, was voiced by the guy that voices Spike Spiegel, whose name I can't think of right now.
I know, and he's done a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he's fucking everywhere. But
Steve Bloom.
Yes.
He's done like every animated thing ever, yeah.
And I want to say, I don't remember right off the bat, but I think the voice for Tom 2 was different, but I can't think of it right. There's a whole lore behind Toonami and Tom 2.
Really?
I will have you. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I did not know.
Tom the original
husband was like trying to like tell me about this the other day.
Tom the original died, and we watched that death on Toonami. We tuned into that, and then
like, there was like a side story like in between like shows
Yes.
of the little dude. Yeah,
yes. His name is
on
Tom.
his own journey.
Yeah. So Tom dies, and then he's replaced by Tom 2, and it's just a whole thing. It's amazing.
But
It itches, like it scratches that little wrinkle in my brain that I love.
it's so good. And for a minute trailer, like that was a solid minute. Like they knew what they were doing. They were trying to sell that story to you.
Toonami, yes, Tom
Die
flowers.
Pour one out for Tom.
Truly. No, Toonami really, because they had to, they essentially had to prove themselves that they were good enough to be a part of Cartoon Network. Because Toonami then turned into Adult Swim. But like, Toonami really had to like really step it the fuck up, because there were several times when they almost went under.
Really?
And I think that's the reason that like Tom and Tom 2, that whole thing I think that's part of the reason why it happened. Yeah. I
But-
could be wrong, though. I don't know.
We'll have to look into that one day, just because Toonami is such a big part of Sailor Moon history, I feel like. Because I feel like without it, I would not have found Sailor Moon as early as I did.
Oh, yeah.
It was definitely like our gateway to Sailor Moon. But what did you guys think of the trailer? Anything else stand out to you besides the wonderful tomboys?
I fucking, every single time, I forget that the fucking snow dancers had that awful yodeling noise that they did.
Yes.
And I forget every single time, and then I hear it, and I'm like, ugh.
Oh, wait, what's Tape Player?
Toonami started as reused Moltar animations and late night runs of Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Yes, I remember that. Humble beginnings for sure.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And Space Ghost for the longest time was a part of the lineup. It was essentially, I think it was like Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Star, and then like way, way into the night, it was Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Because, yeah, I always remember Space Ghost being like the late night talk show type thing. Yeah.
All right, anything else on Toonami before we move on to Viz?
Yeah, they just made it sound really epic.
Let's see if Viz can, right?
They put their entire OCs into it.
All right, let's do this.
You're as beautiful as I remember you, but I can help you reach a new level of beauty. Never felt this way before.
Ancient times, an evil star scattered ice crystals far and wide. Crystals covered the earth. Vast lands froze in darkness. Happening again.
I'm so less hype with that one.
The thing
Also, why do they feel the need to have text come in every 10 seconds? Like, clearly your trailer sucks if you have to give wording to go with it.
Truly. The thing that I really am unsure about that one for is like, why did they show basically the entire movie in that trailer?
That one was for girls and the first one was for boys.
And honestly, I prefer the boy one.
Yeah.
Same! Big pockets.
like-
I love it.
Yeah. And then this one was like, oh, love story.
Which is like,
And then they showed the reveal of Luna and you're like, all right, guess that was it. That was supposed to be the wow moment. Like, sweet.
Yeah.
Now we know that she gets to go be human. All right. I
'Cause
guess.
that moment is so important to the movie.
Like, it's supposed to be a reveal. And they're just like, here it is. Like Loki said, here's the entire movie. I think that saves time if you don't want to watch the damn thing.
Literally, after watching that trailer, I could have not watched any of the actual movie, and I
Yeah, like I feel like I don't need to watch the Viz dub now. I seen it.
Yeah, I do have to say that I prefer Princess Kaguya's voice in the Viz. It's less grating.
Yeah, no, the Viz Evil Queen is growing on me. Like, actually, all of the Viz voices, the more I've been rewatching it, the more they've been growing on me. Except for British
Yeah,
Luna.
no, I will always love
I can't.
old lady British Luna. And like I think it was like one Dragon Con a couple like years ago where like they had her, like some of the other like
Yes, I have the autograph.
and she was hilarious. She was the funniest person on that panel. And I was like, I love you even more. You didn't have to convince me, but by God, that woman was a treat.
And her real voice sounds like Luna. So it
Yes.
sounded like it every single time she said anything. It's
Amazing. It was such a delight.
I think the reason that I personally was able to forgive like British Luna is the fact that she is supposed to be a different alien from the Senshi. Because they're all aliens.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
yeah, they are.
She and Artemis are supposed to be different aliens. And it like I could forgive that. My child brain was like, different species, yes.
But I will say, just listening to the old dub, I did like how distinctive all the four inner voices were in that group,
Mhm.
group talking. To me, I liked that even if I wasn't looking, I could tell right away which one was which, but I think that was just the choice that they made in the deep dub to have more different, like super different voices.
And I believe it's the right choice.
I agree.
It's something that has always bugged me, and this isn't by far nothing mean or anything towards the new voice actors. I just wish that there was more differentiation between the voices.
Yeah, they tend to blend for me.
It's absolutely no criticism to the actual voice actors. It is all of the criticism to the producers and directors.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree. I'm sure like they were told like, "Oh, we want you all to sound like 14-year-old girl."
That's gaspy and
Yeah.
is, gonna faint in her corset or whatever. They're all very like
Yeah, and it's just and it doesn't somehow fit because I feel like the 90s voices and the way that they had the direction of the 90s was they were so bubbly and so effervescent and so out there that it almost feels like they're trying to calm them down. And I'm not a big fan of
I think
that.
they're trying to like mature it.
Oh,
Yeah. Whereas to me, that's what it seemed like when they started re-releasing everything. It was like, aha, this is for adults. And I'm like, I don't want adult things. Like,
yeah, it's not
my,
for adults.
what about my pink room says that I want to be an adult? Who asked for this?
Not an adult, but like
Yeah.
not a pink room, but like that's definitely a
Yeah,
Percy
like-
Jackson sword.
Well, no one asked for that, but I feel like they were like, we're gonna target like more up and coming, and they want more like refined, like adult, like like instead of like I feel like now like there's a distinct like gap between like girls who are 14, like when we were 14, and girls who are 14 now. There are 14-year-olds that I swear are like 25.
yeah.
I agree, tape player.
Let's see what they were saying.
If they were shooting for more adult, they could have gone for more intense rather than tired.
And as an adult, I am very tired.
Well, yes,
But also, listen, if I had the
No, either
energy of a
way.
16-year-old, I would be intense.
I would be so productive. Like I would be getting the world done.
I can say with absolute certainty, mainly because tangent. I had a gastric bypass last November, and I have since lost basically almost 100 pounds. That's not the important bit. The important bit is I am now way more intense than I was back then before my surgery. So like if I had also the energy of a 16-year-old, I would be unstoppable.
Honestly, we don't appreciate the energy back when we get it.
Oh
Truly.
yeah.
Truly.
Oh my gosh. And can we speak about the outers for a minute? Because
A brief appearance.
I in that like coffee shop, like
the entire life.
like the entire time they're just like, what's going on out there? Guess it's that.
I romanticized the shit out of this movie in my head. I, for some reason, had them with this big epic role where they came
No.
in and they
They're
said,
drinking tea.
Literally, they went and gone.
but I will say it gives you one of the gayest moments ever where Haruka saves Michiru, and it's so subtle and it's so little, and I absolutely love it. Because whenever they attack the cafe and the ice pushes in, real subtle, Haruka goes and scoops up Michiru and saves her. And I'm just like, okay, that was worth it.
Queer baiting.
I beat it.
God, they're cousins.
The thing that really and it's probably because I was watching it and like actually trying to pay attention to it, but like, so they
Why?
start, they start in that cafe, right? And they're like, oh, we're just gonna chill. And oh my God, like things are happening out there. That's so crazy. That's just so crazy. And then like shit actually happens and a shard of ice breaks the window, right? Cut to, and they have their fight, whatever. Cut to, they're in the cafe again. Presumably, they were supposed to be in a different cafe, but the sign on the window is the same. And I'm like, did they either go back to that particular cafe and sit at a different spot?
Which would be like a power move.
That's definitely throwing your dig down for sure.
Right?
But also,
Like, I'm not leaving.
it's very white Karen. But
I
also,
don't care if you set fire to the establishment. I'll be right here.
or that particular cafe is like the Starbucks of fucking Tokyo at that point, and they just found another one.
That's true. They could have found another one, but
I think in my brain, I want them to just go back to the same cafe.
They go back to the same one.
Yeah. Like, they're just like, oh, took care of that.
Yeah.
Tea.
I gotta go back before my tea gets cold.
Oh my gosh. And then of course the next scene that comes is Chrissy's favorite, the ever iconic Christmas tuxedo mask.
So good.
So good.
Just Santa? Just it's so stupid.
I think I can find it.
The fucking
Oh, it's
Japanese
everywhere. Like,
version.
I literally send it every single year to everyone I know. And
It's
you're
great.
getting as a reply every time.
The Japanese version of Tuxedo is really great for that one because it's so fucking stupid. Like, for some reason, in the English versions, in both of them, he's a dumbass. He would do that. But like in the Japanese version, he's so much of a dumbass while he's doing it. You're kind of like blown away by it a little bit.
Are you ready, kid?
Ma'am, please.
It's so
How much does the flint cost?
limp, yeah.
Christmas. The winter is harsh and the snow-driven northern land. However, the only ones who should be allowed to accentuate this winter landscape are lovers.
Why?
I'm with her.
I'd like a fortune cookie.
Also, in a harsh northern land, they're in Japan. They're in central Japan.
It's snowing though. Harsh.
I don't know, but that clip.
I love that even like the ice demon lady's just like, the fuck?
I guess.
Like, all right.
Weird flex, but okay.
She's like, you want a blimp? Okay. I don't know why. I'm just like, I want to know who lost a bet or who won a bet to get that scene in there.
Absolutely. I hope that they know that that gift goes around every year to this day.
And I swear it's one of the earlier gifts that ever existed.
Probably.
Oh my god. But all right, we had to highlight that majesty because like
It's so good.
and honestly, I really like the snow dancers. I don't know why. I genuinely really love the snow
They
dancers.
look like the little things like that you put on like the stand and you pulled and they like flew up in the air. The like sky
Sky
dancer.
dancers.
Yeah,
Sky
that's
dancer
what they
Barbie.
remind me of.
Oh my god. But they just I don't know, something about their design was so cute and I actually really like the yodeling.
Okay. My reasoning is I can't handle high pitched noises.
Oh, got it.
Do they
So,
yodel
like-
in the Viz too?
No,
No, they don't.
Oh, okay.
completely took it out.
And I was telling
Wait,
this to
so do they
Michi
not
as I
make
was rewatching
noises?
it. I think for the Viz, they're using the original track from Japan, specifically for the snow dancers. I
That
think
track.
that's what it sounds like.
That would make sense.
Not everyone can hit those notes because they do at one
Yodeling them.
point. They do at one point do a little bit of that yodel, but it's not as much as they were doing the Pioneer dub.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, I found it. This is what the new one sounds like. This is from Viz as well. You guys got volume?
Yes.
There we go.
So it's like not as bad. I don't know. How do you guys think about the movie fights? Because the movie fights are known as some of the most iconic fights in all of Sailor Moon because of how good the animation is.
I really enjoy seeing the actual physical third-person view of the Senshi attacks. And they also like to pull out like older attacks for the movies, which I
Yeah.
am
I always thought
110%
that's cool.
on.
Yeah, like the flashier.
Oh, because I just always thought that fight was cool. And like you said, it's the like whenever they like, do this like crazy instead of like we were talking about the last movie with her scepter, like acting like a laser beam. Like,
was that the one where she just like mows down fields?
yes.
Yeah, okay. Like,
When did you get that power?
right? Yeah.
Oh, but no, I thought the snow dancers were good villains. I thought they were interesting in that everything they just touched freeze, which is a really like good way to get everything as like a high stakes really quickly.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that like, and this is just a me issue, it's not necessarily a Sailor Moon issue, but like, so for the first movie, the R movie, the one that was the most effective was Mars because she burns the plants off the vines off of the people, which is great. Why would the water users, if you will, throw anything into the fight against snow?
That's a good point.
Because, and like, I get that like Mercury, she did whatever the attack she did, the bubble attack, and it just like, cushioned the snow dancer and while she was like whatever. But like, you're giving them more ammo. But that, like I said, that's a me issue. That's a
Looking for
It's
logic.
like, it's like almost like a suspension of disbelief. Like, oh, my water's so powerful. Break the ice.
It's probably because I have played too many element-based things where you
Mhm.
have to actually pay attention to the pairings,
Yeah,
i.e.
I think-
Pokemon and other shit. But
I
like,
think in Sailor Moon World, it doesn't matter.
I know, clearly it does.
So let's talk about the villain of the movie real quick. The Snow Queen. So she is a Snow Princess Kaguya.
She's the one that's based on an actual legend, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Loki, will you fill in on that? Because I'm not as well versed on the legend.
So it's the Legend of the Bamboo Cutter. That's what the Princess Kaguya thing is from. It's the Legend of the Bamboo Cutter. TLDR, Bamboo Cutter finds a baby after him and his wife not having kids, and they wish for a baby, so the moon gives them a baby, then the baby grows up, is fucking amazing, and then has to go fuck off back to the moon. That's essentially like what it is. Her design, however, is based on the Snow Queen from the Russian version of what is it called? Hansel and Gretel. So it's the Soviet version of a story of Hansel and Gretel that her design is based on. And I can actually pull that up if you give me a moment.
Yeah, I'd love
I
to
feel
see
like
that.
I knew it was Russian, but I didn't realize it was Hansel and Gretel. That's cool.
I don't think that it's not the Hansel and Gretel that most people think
yeah.
of. It's just their names were Hansel and Gretel.
Also, for that battle, just wanted to point out they never show what happened to the inner scouts whenever in the first battle. Like, we see what happens to Mamo and Usagi and Rini, but we never see what happens to the poor inners.
They had to regroup so they could go back to the coffee shop.
Everybody has back to the coffee shop. Also, just a shout out to the physical comedy as well in this movie. I really enjoyed, like, whenever Usagi and Luna are trying to get into the scientist's bedroom and they're, like, pulling on the door. Like, it's so ridiculous how much that they are actually trying to, like, physically open it. There's just such a charm about the 90s.
To be fair, have you ever tried to open a frozen door?
No.
Oh.
That's a good point.
Because that's a sliding door, first of all.
Yeah.
And secondly, A, it's glass, so it's already going to be expanded a little bit. And B, we're going to get into the physics of this shit. B, you can see frost that's like all from the ground up onto the glass. So that frost is holding that door shut.
No, that's a good point.
I will put this into the Milano for you.
Okay.
It's a very rough design for her, but like you don't have to squint to see that she was based on her.
Yeah, look at that.
It's definitely not a one-to-one design for sure, but like
Yeah, but you can tell, yeah.
And this is from 1957. So
Oh, wow.
That's super cool.
Soviet cartoons fucking hit different. They're so fucking good.
That's interesting. I've never seen that before.
I grew up on Soviet cartoons, so.
Cool. All right.
Frozen is based on that Snow Queen version, by the way.
I feel like I knew that too. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
All right, but I think she's an interesting character, but I wish we got more about her because I thought it was really interesting how she talks about how she faced what we can assume to be Buns the First. Like she battled Usagi's mom back in the ancient Moon Kingdom days.
Is it a battle? Or is it her seeing some light and being a little bitch?
Technically, we don't know.
Because from how they show it to us, there is the moon. And then light starts coming out. And that's when she's like, so I left.
True.
I wonder if there was like heat coming, like a warmth, and she's ice. No, like I wonder if.
I think because Artemis talks about how in ancient times, blah, blah, blah. I think what he's actually trying to say is during the Ice Age, she probably had taken over the world.
Okay.
And then as the Ice Age started to warm up, she had to fuck off.
Yeah. And that could have been the warmth or the power of love and friendship, the silver crystal power that like shot her into space. Because all the movies seem to have like an ancient evil as like a big bad.
I'm gonna have to rewatch because I don't remember the third movie calling Badiano an ancient evil.
So far it's been 2 for 2 movies.
2 for 2.
Yeah.
If I had a nickel.
Either. And my mom cosplayed as her, and I don't even remember.
That's sensational.
I love that. I forgot that your mom cosplayed her. I love that so much.
I'm trying to get my wife to cosplay her.
If you need tips on how to build her crazy outfit, I got you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I might even have some patterns like from when I did mom, so I'll have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure I have stuff.
Yeah.
Chrissy is a great resource for Sailor Moon cosplay. Okay.
I will be doing I almost said Helios. Basically, white character.
Yeah. That one with the flame.
But yeah, I want my wife to cosplay Badiano because she's got the tit for it.
Okay, but let's talk about Snow Queen. So besides the fact that she is like what is her motivation? Just that she wants to own the earth?
Yeah, I think she
wants to put it into her collection.
Yeah, I think she wants to just have a bunch of frozen places for her and her little ice minions to frolic.
What a interesting motivation. Like no other reason than just because.
Yeah.
Literally, she says, I want this in my collection. She's a collector.
I don't know why. That's like the weakest motivation for me.
I don't know. I guess if you're a supervillain, if you're a sociopath.
To be fair, the Earth is really pretty from outer space.
True.
Until you get here, and then I feel like you'd be like, actually,
I did specify outer space.
Y'all can keep that.
Yeah, because I'll go for it.
Presumably, she just wants to keep it as a blue marble.
Yeah, a frozen blue marble.
At it.
So that is, but can we just all talk about though? Her design is so pretty. Like
it really is. It's a very good design.
And I just like something about the headdress with then like the sheer, I don't even know, like robe. Like the
I'm pretty sure she's not even wearing a top.
I think that's her. Is that not just her entire body? Is that not her body shape? I don't know if it's a robe. I think
she's got like a little shrug situation that's sheer.
But doesn't it just go into her body?
No, she has it wrapped around like a little cape type situation. And then like she has the skirt. But she's not wearing a top.
Oh yeah, no.
Like baby's fucking tits out.
All of them have tits out.
All 3.
I actually wanted to cosplay the Snow Dancers.
Okay. That'd be like a fun group. Oh yeah, look at that. She does have so shawl, cape, headdressy thing, skirt. No top.
No top. No nipples, but no top.
This is a show.
But she's so striking to me. I don't know. It's that icy blue.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something about it.
I think, and I
I'm
don't
a little
know if maybe
surprised no one's cosplayed this yet, or if
No
they
one
have,
has.
not.
they have.
It's just we can't show it. But I always liked her as a villain. But now watching it as an adult, I'm like, why did I like her?
I like her aesthetic, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think like it's the aesthetic
Yeah.
was like she.
And I really like that she has a white outline instead of a black one
Oh,
as
that's
they're
an
drawing her.
interesting-
Yeah.
That's an interesting decision that they made.
It's ice. How else would
Mhm.
she? There's no other way to really visually give the cue of ice without having a white outline, because otherwise, if you have a black outline, it's just a person that's blue.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't know. I just what like are the most memorable parts of her to you too? And Chrissy, do you mind going to Loki to take a bite?
Yeah, no. I mean, I think the most memorable part, is just like her look, just the look. Yeah, titties and her big headdress. Those are the only two things. Like, I could not tell you any defining features of her lower skirt. Like, you could tell me she wasn't wearing a skirt, and I'd be like, okay. Clearly, I thought she was just fully nude. Yeah, no.
It's the ice titties. These titties are like very
They're very like smooth, marble-esque. But yeah, other than that, like I feel like she doesn't really talk that much. Or if she did, I wasn't paying attention to her. Like,
She doesn't say anything good, that's for sure.
yeah, like she's not to me like one of the most memorable. Like she's memorable because of her look is iconic, but that's it.
It's interesting because I almost feel like okay, Snow Queen was clearly the A story. There's an A story and a B story in a movie, and they're trying to make the two go together. I really feel like Luna somehow became the A story and the Snow Queen became the B story.
Oh yeah, no. Again, the movie it's about Luna. It's about Luna being in love.
I would argue that Luna was the A story.
Yeah, I agree.
You think so?
I
Yeah.
think it was never about the Ice Queen.
I think the Ice Queen literally was there because they were like, yeah, we probably should have a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like honestly, it would have made more sense to have like, a different villain, but they were just like an ice queen from space, I guess.
They could have just not had a villain. And
Yeah.
it would have been the same fucking thing.
It just like it doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Now, I guess it's because I'm looking for logic where there is no logic, and I
No.
shouldn't do that.
Not that.
Stop that.
So
Again, you're
before-
overthinking it.
In the manga, I can't remember because it's been a minute. Do we see human Luna at all before this point?
I don't.
Or is it like
Human Artemis.
yeah, but I don't because I know we see human Artemis save Venus and Super S. But like up until this point, we don't see human Luna, correct? So, like, this short story was theoretically written to just be here's human Luna, right? Like
Yeah, like her design.
Yeah.
yeah, because we don't see it up until then at anywhere. Like not even in
It's
flashback.
alluded that they have human form.
Yeah,
But
but,
we
like-
never see them. Which is the other thing that really pisses me off about this movie.
So you never get to see our
Her-
Diana or
No, yes, because human Artemis is, but her absolute insistence that she's a cat. And I understand, like, yes, she is a cat, but she's not actually a cat.
Mhm.
And just her keeping, like, her insisting of, like, I'm just a cat, so
I
he
wonder
could
if-
never love me.
if she's been a cat for so long because clearly she can't just transform out of cat mode at will. Even though like how come in Super S Artemis can transform out of cat mode to save Venus? Do you have to be in like dire needs? Because I feel like there've been dire situations before this.
The only the way that they can do it is, or rather, the reason that they don't do it is because of how much energy it takes.
ah.
It-
I feel like
it
they never
takes-
explain that.
They never explained it in the anime. They explained it in the manga.
So I don't remember where they
I-
do that though.
I
Yeah.
believe it's around the time where Artemis I want to say that it's his thought process of like, I have to transform, I have to save her. Oh my god. Like,
I don't remember there being a thought process. I remember it being like page flip. Oh, it's Artemis who saved her. And there's no explanation of how all of a sudden he can just do that.
if I remember that is the reason. That is the place where it is. But I do
Gotcha.
know for almost a fact, I can probably find sources if you really want me to, but it's because of the energy expenditure that it takes for them to hold human form on Earth,
Gotcha.
specifically on Earth.
But yeah, but it's like if Luna could do that and this meant so much to her, why wouldn't she just do it herself?
Right. And like her whole I've never known love, really? You've never ever
Yeah.
ever?
I don't know.
Which,
There's
how
like
old is she?
Yeah, I was about to be like, baby, how old are you?
But I
Come
wonder
on.
if it's kind of like a weird, you know how like they always talk about like Sailor Venus, though she's like, our job as scouts is to our lives are dedicated. So I wonder if like, in her mind she's always been like, my life has been dedicated to being a guardian for like ever. And so, like it didn't register her. Like whereas like Artemis is like, yeah, bitch, I love you. Nothing else registered to her because her whole entire existence has been you're a guardian and that's it.
Tell me Luna's autistic without telling me Luna is
I
autistic.
mean, they gave her a job and that bitch said, I'm on it.
I am the job.
Yeah. Like, I think that's what it is. I think it was like for the first time she got sick. So she wasn't on her A game.
Yep.
And she was vulnerable. And that's the moment that she was like, oh, I can feel things that aren't just protect.
That's a good point because it's the first time we see her a little bit off her game.
Yeah. Because normally she's like, nah, like we got a job to do, focus, team. And like it starts with her being like, oh God, I'm not all there. And
Which
I
is
think
why
that's
why I'm saying it's like a weird reverse savior complex / Stockholm syndrome situation where like she falls in love with a person that saves her, but it's weird.
She's abnormally thirsty to me for him.
yeah.
Like the kiss, like she's just like anything and everything
like
for him.
Spiraled. Yeah. I feel like it spiraled quickly.
Yeah. But also, again, I stand by my point. The first movie was an excuse to have tentacles. The second movie is an excuse to have furries. Because, like, really think about it. A cat falls in love with a human. In love, by the human sense, falls in love with a human, and then kisses the human and wants to confess her love to the human.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they thought any of it through, honestly.
No. Like
This is the only you want to show human Luna. How do we get there?
This is the only time that I'm like, what are we teaching our children?
I don't know, but do you guys think Luna is super out of character in this movie, or do you think? Okay, what do you think, Chrissy?
I think she's out of character, but I also think I think they expect you to forgive it because of the preemptive, like she's sick.
And I will say, it is one of those things where it could be like we've all done stupid, dumb stuff when we're young and in love. Like, kind of one of those. I could see it being like this is Luna's like off time.
I just think everyone is out of character in this movie.
To me, though, Luna seemed the most out of character.
Yeah.
Because especially how she treats Artemis, it felt like the most out of character because she and him have a good working relationship. And I don't know, we can all agree Artemis does have a crush on Luna, right?
Oh yeah, and the only one who doesn't know it is apparently fucking Sailor Moon and Luna.
Luna.
The only two people in the universe.
The entire team.
We've actually watched that crush develop anyway, so it's been there for a while.
Yeah. So and it's just like, how does and then we'll get to the ending a little bit later, but it's just so interesting to see their relationship develop throughout the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a big Luna and Artemis stan, but I also really like Diana together.
Wait, is there other pairings for Luna and Artemis?
I've heard Luna and Yaten.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I don't want to think about it. I also just don't like Yaten, so there's
I
that.
forgot about that whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like this thing where Luna gets a big old crush on Yaten.
Yeah,
Darn.
that's true. I forgot. I completely forgot about that.
I'm all
But he's like nice to her too. I think Luna just wants someone to be nice to her.
I genuinely think so. I think she just needs someone to be nice to her.
If only she was paying attention to the one person / cat that was actually being nice to her. That's
Well,
crazy.
Old
It's
news.
so weird.
All right.
To be fair, Artemis was in love with Venus at one point, so
It's
I guess.
True. That's a whole other can of worms. Hey, everybody. Welcome back for part 2 of Heart the Nice Sailor Moon as the movie theories and discussion with special guest Chibi.Chrissy.
I still can't believe it's called Hearts in Ice.
Heart.
I hate it.
It's not, though. No.
Hearts in Ice.
And it's like the shittiest graphic ever. It's like early 2000s like writing. It's like I sent a picture, I think, to Loki while I was watching it, and I was like, "You've got to be shitting me! This is graphic."
Yeah, you did send it.
Because it's so bad. It really is. Oh my gosh. But let's go straight into the final battle. So I know, because I know you have a lot of feelings on this. And so it starts off with the Ice Queen is basically like, I'm winning. I have the best power. Everybody else can suck it. And that's when the Outer Scouts appear, right? And they give their speeches, which, depending on the version, can be good or bad. It's a big depends for me. But okay, so those 3 first appear, and then they start getting their butts literally handed to them, which is kind of wild for the Outer Scouts, who are supposed to be like the guardians of basically the universe until the Inners get there.
It's because they were upset that they didn't get to finish their coffee.
They specifically are upset because their favorite cafe got put under. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But I don't know.
Wait, so when does the Earth montage happen?
So that, let me find.
Where they're like, and the universe, and the plains, and the mountains, and look at the beauty.
God, where is it? I have.
That's when Sailor Moon is talking.
Is it during
And-
when Luna's transformed?
I don't know.
It's
Does
right
it
before
happen
that.
in both? Please tell me they left it in the Viz too. Did they leave the weird Earth montage?
So the thing that
Escape our planet montage,
fucking-
basically.
the thing that I fucking hate about the final battle is Kaguya and Sailor Moon are having 2 completely different conversations.
Yes.
Like 100% 2 completely different ones. And it is so grating and so awful. Oh, there's Stella. Hey, Stella.
Hey, Stella. So I actually really like this battle. And hear me out as to why. I think this is actually an important battle because it is a battle where we see all of the Sailor Scouts come together in the same, like, I don't know, the silver alliance of their fukus to me is a really beautiful thing because I think it is the most unified we ever see all the Senshi. They're so far away they can't hear each other. You mean the Senshi, Sailor Denso? For the Senshi, whenever they are in the circle and Usagi does the, when she's yelling at the queen, she's like, all right, well, if you're not going to win, then I'm going to get out my silver crystal. And it's like,
Yeah.
and that
we're going to use friendship.
because otherwise she's going to die.
The fucking, oh my god, please.
But we didn't know that we would have to use love and friendship to defeat her. We weren't sure until this very moment.
Yeah, Mercury's fucking light bulb moment of like, oh my god, the power of love and friendship is the silver.
Guys.
But guys, Artemis shoehorns it in too, where all of a sudden he's like, guys, it's the power of love and friendship from ancient times. Where was this?
Hasn't it always been this? It's the power of love and friendship from 2 days ago when we had to fight someone. Like, what do you mean from ancient times? Like, this happened this year, presumably.
Oh, bad.
And I will credit, Tuxedo Mask is not useless in this ending. He actually defeats some of the snow dancers by himself.
True.
Yeah.
You gotta give props to Mama for that. But I don't know. I liked the symbolic of lifting Usagi up with all their power. I just
They
thought it was
always do that.
I
Bitch, you ain't special. You always be lifting up.
Oh,
There.
you can float? So can the villains.
I feel like it's one of those like, oh, we need to all combine to help Sailor Moon. Yeah. The entire show's called Sailor Moon.
what do you think?
Which is why I'm saying that this is before the end of S, because the end of S is when they really actually like truly heartfeltly came together. Yes, they did it for Beryl, but I can forgive it because they died. So maybe they don't remember.
They
But
do all lose their memories after that.
but with this one, I'm just like, I think the reason that I do not like this battle, like the battle itself is great. I don't believe it's that important though, because they just kind of do the same thing that they usually do. And it's once again, oh my god, Usagi, you can't use the silver crystal, you'll die. When fucking doesn't she?
Yeah. Don't worry. We'll just reincarnate you after. It's
Right.
fine.
Usagi is basically Jesus at this point.
I'm just gonna say to Usagi that Fiore gave up his life energy for you. I do not think Princess Kaguya will feel the same.
I don't know.
Like, she is angry, she is bitter, she wants like she just wants the earth. She cares nothing for you, and there is nothing you can that Captain Planet Save the Earth montage. Like, let me see if I can
I don't know
find that.
why I just thought of this too, but the plant lady, she also had her titties fully out, right?
They all have their tits out.
They all
yeah.
do.
They're all like, so were the movies just like tits out?
Yes.
Apparently.
I was like, wait a minute, I'm sensing
Yes.
a theme.
Yeah,
Yes.
big booby, titty out, evil people. Gosh, now I lost my train of thought.
Shit, I forgot that. Sorry, I found the Pioneer dub.
Oh,
And I completely forgot that when Sailor Moon appears in the new dub, the Snow Queen is like, "Oh, are you the last Sailor Guardian?" In the deep dub, she's like, "Oh, I see they saved the smallest for last."
God, I love it, Deke. It's something about that corny,
It's so
cheesy.
bad. Yeah, it's so bad. It's great.
So good. All right, but can you find that speech, Loki, so that we could show that speech?
Which speech?
The one where she's talking about save the earth because it's really
Oh.
important, and there's like birds and shit.
Yeah, there's
give
like
me
a
sec.
montage of like Earth scenes.
I feel like we've talked it up so much. If we don't
It's
show it, I
basically
feel like we're
like
not.
a National Geographic, like PSA type thing.
Perfect.
Let me know if the sound goes through.
The triumphant music is all good.
I love it.
All I need to get more strength is to think of our beautiful planet that gives us life. Life on Earth provides all of its creatures with a special place. We have a fascinating world under the sea and a wonderful world on land. In the big scheme of things, an individual life may seem to be insignificant, but it's the greatest gift we know. Never let this world of light and beauty.
God, I love this movie.
Unnecessary.
I love this
All I
movie.
do is think of Earth.
It feels very Ferngully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very Ferngully.
See, and you see why I got mixed up with that animation, because they go from like Sailor Moon animation and do this like realistic to
Yeah,
real
like
life.
we're watching, like a nature documentary, but like for children.
I actually have the 2 Luna transformations that I actually wanted to go over. So did you guys know that they actually remastered this movie 5 years after it came out? And they
Mhm.
changed certain things. The biggest changes were to the soundtrack. Sailor Denzel was actually the one to point this out to me. So I have both the we figured this out. It's either I'm gonna have to check my actual show notes. But it's like there's Pioneer and they're both Pioneer, and it's just like a different one has the official music and one doesn't. One has like dub music. So this is the first one.
What's happening to me? What's happening to me?
Which, by the way, I think on my VHS had the first one.
Yeah, because we didn't get to see Luna's transformation in the first one.
No.
Not the
Yeah.
full thing.
No, it's just completely like it's cut, which I thought was so interesting. It, like that's why when Sailor Denzel said that, I was like mind blown.
The thing is, a lot of the early Deke / Pioneer editing was to take away any of the butt like shapes when they're transforming, any of the underboob, and any of the V of like the crotch.
Mhm.
Those disappear completely. And the only reason that I know that is because I watched the Super S movie first in Japanese, and then I think I just happened to watch it in English, and I was like, this is different. Why?
It's a strange feeling of, oh, it's right, but is it right?
But yeah, that was actually like the whole like kid censorship thing that they
Yeah.
no ass or titties.
Which was
You could see Luna's whole like Adonis V that she has.
Oh yeah, no. Luna's things be thangin'.
yeah, so that's what I thought was just such an interesting, like, how they managed to take it away, yet we didn't quite notice the first time. It's not until we see the other version that we're like, oh, this is missing.
Yeah, I do feel like the second one seemed more magical.
It's something with the music and like it's
Yeah.
drumming up, and it's like, I don't know. It's all so good.
Yeah,
it
it
feels a
felt
lot
more like Princess, yeah.
The second one feels a lot more like a typical Sailor Moon transformation.
Mhm.
Whereas the first one, it's very much like blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah. Whereas the second one, it's all that magical. It's her hair growing. It's her eyes. It's
Mhm.
the, I don't know. It's the welling of the music. Like,
Yeah.
oh, so good. Like that to me is the magic of Sailor Moon. So, but by the way, I have a good question for you guys. Put this out there as a theory. Can the Sailor Scouts all grant a wish if they come together and put their power? Like, is that just a thing that they can do now?
Everything's powerful through the silver crystal and love and friendship. If we have learned anything from this movie.
Yep. And I will
I think they could I think it's one of those they make it up as they go. I think if they need to grant a wish, they can, but like we're not gonna talk about it openly.
just fair.
I think it's very much like the rules of a genie sort of thing, where like you can't wish for more wishes, you can't raise someone from the you can't make someone fall in love.
Mhm.
So I feel like so long as it's not any of those three things, probably, but also it's probably up to the discretion of Crystal.
That's fair.
Because as we have basically learned, Silver Crystal is semi-sentient.
Well, and it's like it's also not out of the realm of like cuz Luna if our theory is correct, where Luna does indeed have the ability to transform into a human on her own, it just takes a lot of her energy. Like, it's not a heavy lift for like the
That's fair.
crystal to be. It's not like you're taking an actual cat and making it a human. Like,
Yeah.
she was a human before she was a cat, in theory.
Although, according to the anime and this movie, she has always been a cat.
They retcon that.
Table
Right.
flip. But I will
Like,
say,
are they only humans on their cat planet?
I think
And once they
they're-
leave the cat planet, they can't have human form?
I mean,
Because they're
not if-
cats in the Silver or on the Moon Kingdom.
not if you ask fucking Tinyanko. But I don't know. Maybe it's just they're low power.
But yeah, I wonder, like, how much of a heavy lift, like, was like this the Silver Crystal being like, yeah, I can do this one because that's easy mode. We're gonna make the cat human back to being human for a minute.
It's so curious. I would love to do an entire episode on what things we see the Silver Crystal do that could be that it's making its own decision. I mean, like, it's from the
Mhm.
Galaxy Cauldron. So it really could be that it is like isn't Sailor Chaos just like the opposite of it, like the embodiment of chaos, and like this is the embodiment of so, like, it could genuinely have its own feelings and thoughts and desires.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I will call it semi-sentient.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I don't
don't-
know
I
if it
don't-
has its own agenda.
Yeah, it's not going to have its own motivation, but I feel like it is something that, as far as an inanimate object can it chooses.
Okay. I can see that.
I think it knows too, like the user. Like I think if Usagi was like half-assed, I guess we can turn Luna into human, but I feel like she's gonna like really want it. Like her heart's gotta be like all in. Because when her heart's not all in is when she like de-transforms and it stops working and all of that.
Yeah.
So it's like
Our
she
movie notwithstanding, because she does get her shit fucked up.
But yeah, she really wants Luna to have titties.
I don't know. What would you guys say is like the major theme of this movie? Like, is it romance? Is it friendship? Is it all of the above?
Love in our planet.
Love our planet.
Fall in love and don't pollute our planet.
It's so
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
I mean, essentially.
Wait, no, hang on. Reduce, reuse, recycle, romance.
Yes.
Reduce, reuse,
4
recycle.
R's.
The 4 R's that conveniently make into an S. Don't ask me how, they just
Yeah.
do.
That's just how it works. I like it. That's what the movie should be called. S. 4 R's.
Oh my gosh. But I can see that. It's like,
I don't think it's friendship.
it doesn't feel like friendship. Like, even though
No.
she talks all about friendship, that is like her entire ending speech.
She talks more about loving the earth than she talks about friendship.
Okay.
Yeah, I think friendship went out the window when she was like, look at this crab on the ocean. Look at this gopher. Look at this butterfly.
No,
You
you're
weren't like, look at my friends. It was like, look at this grass blowing in the wind.
You know what? You're right. It is. It's all about the earth. There is
Yeah.
nothing about her like friends or loved ones or anybody.
It's Human Luna Earth. That's the movie.
Oh my gosh. I will say I did like Luna Viz voices better for human Luna.
Oh yeah, no, because again, it's very jarring when she transforms into this like really pretty girl and it's still like old British lady Luna.
I have a thing for older, deeper voices.
I just view her as Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast, and that's in my brain.
I can hear it. And then what do you guys think of Luna's outfit, manga versus the movie? Which one do you guys like better? Because they're very similar, except for the anime movie has a longer skirt and the manga has a short skirt.
I thought in the anime that was her hair
I thought that was her
back
skirt.
there. I thought it was her hair. I thought her hair was just like ungodly long. But I could be wrong. I legit thought the outfit was the same. Her hair was just stupid long.
Now I'm just like, am I wrong? I might be
I
wrong.
don't know. I thought it was the same outfit.
I have it up on my screen here. Here's the
Because I thought it was like wiggly, like her hair.
so this is her hair,
Okay.
Oh, and then the back
and this
billows
is
out.
this is a skirt, but it's
I
more
thought
like a
the-
train.
I thought it has a train though in the manga, in some of the manga art too.
It does.
Some of the manga art, yes, but some of the manga art, it's really short. 'Cause-
What is the
There's a picture I know right up, if I can find it, that has a short human Luna skirt.
Yeah, I think in my mind, I always thought it was almost like an asymmetrical, like it was long in the back, short in the front. What's that called? Is that asymmetrical train?
Yeah, it's a high-low.
High-low, that one. Words.
I just don't worry, I couldn't remember it either. Oh my gosh, where is the one picture?
Like, I always thought people, like, made it shorter just for, like, ease of, like, wearability, but I thought, like, in all the manga, it was always longer.
There we go. Yeah, because they showed it in the new Eternal movie. It's a lot shorter.
Mm.
Let me show you. I found it on Reddit, of all places,
They
but
also took a lot of creative licenses with some of the stuff I've seen with that I don't agree with.
I do not.
I
like
have
the
lots of feelings about some of the
some of the
things.
changes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
do
because
Yeah, I don't like it short. It makes her they made her well, first of all, they made everyone in that movie look younger than they absolutely should have been. That's the oldest they should be is in that movie, and everyone looks like they de-aged somehow.
somehow,
And,
wait,
like, no, I think in that picture, like, with the short skirt, yeah, she looks like a baby.
she really does. No, so I've never been a fan of the short skirt. I've always been a fan of the big movie, like long, epic.
Yeah, I think it should be long.
Because do you guys agree that? Oh, go for it.
It feels very Tinkerbell.
I know. So
Basic. It looks basic.
Naoko did like fairies, so that would explain a lot.
But, like, is that only the art from the Eternal movie? Like, why'd they decide to do
It's
Why?
not, because I just found the manga version of it being short. I'll show it to you. I forgot about this one.
I was like, oh, I know this one because Diana
that's
is
right. Them together. You're right. It is short in that one. I forgot about that picture too.
Diana's in it. That's the only reason I remembered it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
it's
still,
short
she
here.
doesn't look like a baby there.
Yeah.
They really
They made
like,
everyone.
they
Sure.
went for it in the movie.
But no, I
don't
definitely
like
I like longer version.
agreed.
Agreed.
It's unanimous.
I also
Grubs
like
are
the manga version the best because she's got little stars in her skirt.
Uh-huh. She looks very I love the one where she's like sitting on the moon and she's kind of
That's-
holding it up like little
That's the
Dangly
one that
bit.
I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, it's really cute.
And speaking of really cute, let's talk about Artemis at the end. Because I argue that I think the most romantic part of this movie is actually the ending.
Yeah, her and Artemis have like a little moment and it's really sweet. And you're just like, oh, cats in love. The
'Cause
movie.
It's
Cats in Love the movie.
You know,
Broadway
the
show.
cats in love the movie. With Save Our Planet on the back.
it's Save Our
Yes.
Planet.
I think I don't love the ending. Reason being, it feels very fine. I guess I like you too, Artemis. Where I'm like, you're not doing him a favor. Like, either be genuine or don't be genuine. And it feels very disingenuine.
See, I saw it differently. I saw it completely opposite. I saw it as she finally realized he was always there for her. And she
Yeah.
had this moment of great realization where she's like, oh my God, you've been here this whole time. You've always been by my side. How have I never noticed you? And like, she runs to him and that little hop skip. And I don't know, there's just something about it with the music
Yeah.
playing. Mwah.
I agree. I think it was like oh shit. You like it's that trope of like when the girl falls in love with the goofy best friend that's been her best friend her whole life and she's like, oh my God, it was you. And it's I've been here the whole time.
I don't know. I just
It's tropey, but it's cute.
It's. I think I just dislike this movie so much.
He's like, I need everyone to be unhappy at the end.
You
how
don't
I
have to
feel.
be. You don't have to be unhappy. I cannot, in the good conscience of my heart, be like, I love this ending, because I don't. I think it's paltry and it's bland and it is anticlimactic.
Yeah, I don't think there's a big climax to the movie because I don't know what plot I was supposed to be following during the entire thing. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I think it was like an ending, and it was nice.
Okay.
But, like,
All right, I'm going to defend this ending. All right, so I actually have it pulled up, and this is the original Deke Pioneer. And I don't know. I'm going to defend this, so let me break it down. Oh, yeah, let me.
Excuse me, Miss Namtaki, how was your flight? Is it light? Please, Miss Namtaki.
I saw Princess Kaguya on the moon.
Yeah, that's a good one. Did you get some pictures? As a scientist, what have you learned from this trip?
Okay, defend his outfit for me.
It's the
he
90s.
was like near death.
Okay, that's fair.
Also, intelligent, not smart.
Fair.
I think he literally is wearing his same pajamas, and it's supposed to look like he rolled out of bed so fast to get to the airport because it was time.
He
Like,
just
I
wanted
think
to
he's
make sure.
supposed to look disheveled because it's supposed to be like, I got here as fast as I could. I'm in my night outfit with 3 coats.
Yeah, that's what I can't get is he has every coat on in the entire
Like, I think
universe.
wearing pajamas, a bathrobe, a coat, and then another coat.
Well, I think the brown coat and the blue,
one
I think
coat?
those are one coat.
Oh, okay, that's more acceptable. Okay.
Yeah.
But, all right, so we start off the ending with having the two scientists finally have their romantic moment.
Luna, are you sure you're okay? Yes. I have to be okay. Because I'm a cat.
Okay, who was the one who brought up that I'm a cat thing before?
I'm a cat.
Why? That was the stupidest line to put in there because it could have been
I have to be okay because I'm a cat.
I hate that. But I do love how she drops the star. The little
Yeah,
circle.
it is very cute.
Also, great
How
name.
she acquired them.
Starface.
Welcome home, Luna.
Dear Artemis. But why?
I'll always be, because you are my soul.
Okay, it's cute.
Dear.
I was really waiting for him to say something like snarky. Like, I was waiting for it.
I don't know why that ending to me is perfect. I love the how it's warm. I don't know how to explain it other than it is a warm, happy ending where connections are made and just I don't know. There's something just so
cute.
about it.
And they had to wrap it up somehow.
True.
After all of the shit and how shitty she was to Artemis, and I get it that he loves her and he will always be there for her. Just it was such a 180 that I'm like, how did you not see it?
Luna was
I guess.
on me.
And I don't know. It's probably the fact that I don't like the coloring the whole thing because it's so very, oh, we have to finish the movie, so let's get the two cats together.
I got an hour to cram all this in.
You got 1 hour, so guess what? All that stuff where you could have had a long, deep talk cut.
Yeah,
I don't even need a deep
unimportant.
talk. It's so very, I don't know. Just because she's like, oh my God, Artemis, this whole time. And I don't know. It's feeling very, after all this time, always. And I think that's why I don't like it.
Which is fair. Because not everything hits for everybody.
And also, like I said, just Luna's whole out of character for the whole movie is just, I cannot forgive it.
That's fair. Because she is very out of character. We can all
Yeah.
agree.
And I even think that is out of character for her.
Maybe it's the voice acting. I don't know what it is, but I get so drawn into it.
No.
I
I like the old voice actors, but
I love the old voice actors for Luna and
Mhm.
Artemis. Both of them are so good.
Yeah,
I'm
I like
just-
them both too.
I'm just here to bring a different opinion.
Oh, which is good. All right. And then, Chrissy, did you have any theories for this movie?
I feel like you talked about like the best one about Homeboy like being a part of the Moon Kingdom because there's just not the movie's not that deep. I feel like there's not a lot to work with there. Yeah. All I know is I think that executives were like, hey, you know what the kids like? Captain Planet. We should push love our planet agenda. And they're like, let's do like did this come out during like Earth Day? Like something.
It had
Like-
to have come out on Earth
Yeah.
Day.
Right.
All right. And then apparently Sailor Denzel's coming in. So let's see what's going on. So sorry for the delay. Wrote that because Loki said in the final battle, Kaguya and Usagi were having different convos. Oh, okay. They're so far away from each other
Yeah.
that they can't hear each.
It's just like literally if you heard one conversation and then the other conversation, it literally is just two different things that they're talking about. And I just hate it so much.
But yeah, I like I said, I forgot. I thought that this Love Our Planet thing happened in the first movie, and it doesn't. And I think it's because I just omitted this movie from my memory besides Human Luna, Tuxedo Mask. That was it.
Like the highlights. And then
Yeah.
the rest of it, it's all blur.
But I always
Because
thought people loved this one only because I feel like people love Human Luna, and like I always felt like it was a fan favorite because like everyone was like, "Oh, Human Luna."
No, I
But
feel
it's
so too.
definitely the Human Luna movie. Like that's literally what I would describe it as. Like, and I feel like if you say, "Oh yeah, the movie where Luna goes human," everyone knows what you're talking about because it's not a Sailor Moon movie.
No. But it is also the most forgettable movie, in my opinion.
I literally
Have like when we were talking about doing this whole like month situation, I was like, okay, there's the R movie with the Blossom and then the Super S movie. Is there a movie for S? And I had to be like, oh yeah, it's the Luna one.
But I think Chrissy is 100% on the money in that they made this movie because they had Luna's design and they
Yeah.
had to make a film around it. And so they were like, what is an A to B story?
Yeah.
What is an A to B story? And then they went like C to Z.
With a
I
little
think there's-
sprinkling.
Yeah, like they're reaching a lot with this one.
They're reaching and they're also using their amazing soundtrack to perfection. Because I swear the soundtrack carries the emotion.
Yeah,
a lot
I
of this.
agree. It'd be
It's like-
really interesting to watch it without the background music. It'd probably be so bad.
Awkward. It's gotta be horrible because
Oh,
the
yeah.
background music is what makes it to me. Like, look at the two clips that we looked. Luna was nowhere near as epic in the first one.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever watched any movies with the background sound taken out?
No.
No.
It's-
I feel like it's
First of all, horribly
disconcerting.
awkward.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's actually really creepy
Really.
Yeah.
because your
I
brain
really-
is so used to having background noise for it.
My sister's done things because she teaches psychology where she'll do the thing where like you put like fun music and like horror movie trailers and it just changes the whole mood of like what you're watching. It's like the same idea. Yeah. It's like nothing's as terrifying.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, isn't there a study where it's like music like triggers emotion in you like more than, yeah.
Sound and scent are the two most powerful more or less two of the most powerful senses.
Oh, okay.
Scent
So-
specifically.
So we went over the purpose. We went over where we think this is in the timeline. Trying to make sure that we got all of the discussions I was trying to. But I do agree that the villain now, looking back on it, is very lack thereof. Instead
And
of
she's-
compelling.
She's very I don't remember if in the Pioneer dub she was more, she had more lines or not. But the majority of the lines in the Viz dub are her like cackling and giggling. I wish I was
Cackling and giggling.
I wish I was joking, but literally she would be like, "Oh, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Ma'am, like why?"
Ma'am.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I feel like I know a lot of people do really enjoy this movie, and I apologize if I endlessly shat on it, but I also know that there are multiple people that do not like my favorite movie, which is the third one. So, I don't know.
Here's the thing. Did you guys know that they all have really good scores on IMDb?
Oh, really? What are
I'm
their
not surprised.
scores? How?
This because I was doing research for the episode. I was on IMDb because they're one of our sources. And let me see, Sailor Moon movie. They all got at least, I think it was like 7 point something and above. Let's see. Yeah, Promise of the Rose got 7.7 out of 10. Not Eternal.
And I'm not surprised because this is the Super S movie. It has an 86% audience rating on fucking Rotten Tomatoes.
And a 7.7 out of 10 too.
So
That's the third one. What is this? Where's the second one? Hearts and Ice. There we go.
They just deleted it.
I'm like, come on.
fuck
Even
this.
IMDb was like, there's a second one.
Yeah, IMDb is like, are you sure? I don't remember this.
Yeah, and 86% on Rotten Tomatoes too
Yeah.
for the S movie.
7.7 out of 10 here. I'll share my screen so you guys can all see. It's the wildest thing to me. Like, genuinely, these movies are beloved by a lot of people. See? Right here, and then 7.7 out of 10.
The R movie is 75% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. And it's just so interesting. And then the covers differentiations while we're on here, wildly different. Like, this was one of the covers for the movie.
Mhm.
This was a cover for the movie. In I'm not 100% sure what language.
I can't see it close enough, as I would have tried to tell you.
This is the one that I grew up with.
That's the one that I remember, yeah.
Like, this is the Blockbuster Video, like, iconic cover.
Can you bring the other one back that you didn't know?
Clearly, it's this image.
Oh, yeah, that iconic
Yep.
cover.
That's the one. That's probably German.
Okay. Which Sailor Moon does have a humongous German fan base.
The German Sailor Moon opening fucking slaps.
I've never heard the German Sailor
Oh my god. Okay,
Are
hang
we
on.
listening to it?
I'm gonna try. It's
Please
sometimes
find-
hard to find.
Because weren't they the country that had the Super Moonies?
I can't tell you, but
There was a German band called the Super Moonies. I'm telling you, I like, this might be a theme.
Super Moonies.
No, it was a girl dressed as Usagi and a guy dressed as Tuxedo Mask, and they ran around singing.
Oh my gosh.
okay.
I swear I remember them.
I found it much faster than I remembered.
Okay, so here, you share yours and then I'll share. Sorry, guys, we tangented.
This is just the song. Don't even pay attention to the actual thing.
Wow. I like.
They didn't have to go so hard.
Yeah. Like, wait a minute, that was.
I'm cutting it off here because otherwise we might have problems with
Copy.
But it's a fucking bop. Like
That is.
I remember hearing the MIDI version of this, and I was like, "What is this?" And then I found it, and I was like, "Why can't I have amazing things like that? Why is this just a German thing?"
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, the German Sailor Moon thing. Oof, that's crispy.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and then
It went off.
And then to continue that, it was done, I believe, by this team, the Super Moonies. And look at that Sailor Moon cosplay.
Oh,
yeah.
Like, they look
some
like 1998 to 2000. Like, how awesome is
better
that?
than like any cosplay I made in 1998.
I just think it's so cool. Like, yeah, they were literally a German band that
That's so fun.
like Germany had some really cool stuff.
Hell yeah.
So fun facts for all of you Moonies out there.
I really like this YouTube comment on the German theme song. This is peak 90s Eurodance intro goodness, and
Yes.
that is
Yes.
110% correct.
I'm here for it though. Like, there's something about Sailor Moon and how it got translated in all the different ways that makes it so unique.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so you know how that the power of love and friendship is the thing that they shoehorn into this movie more than anything else in the entire universe.
Mhm.
So they're saying that the power of love and friendship is what initially defeated the Snow Queen the first time. Does that mean that Queen Serenity had friends?
She had love. Did she? I think she probably had friends, but like they're not important. So who cares?
Yeah, because that's what always bugged me is they're like, yeah, it's silver crystal power, the power of love and friendship. Well, I'm like, Queen Serenity had no friends that we saw.
Unless the first time, or that time that she got pushed away from Earth, was actually when the big battle was happening.
Oh, the Queen Barrel
And
battle.
she just felt the power.
She
from
just
that.
happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and she happened
True.
to feel the power of the silver crystal.
Why is it easier to figure out the timeline of when she first came to Earth than it is to figure out where this fucking movie takes place?
I can't even tell you.
No one knows.
What?
Oh, here's an interesting thing. So I found the English translation of the German Sailor Moon theme song.
Okay.
And one of the phrases, I'm not going to say it in German because I do not speak German, but the translation is Moonstone, Fly, and Win, which apparently is the German translation for Moon Tiara Action.
Perfect. Moonstone, fly, and win.
Fly and Win.
I get
Yes.
it. It's a vibe.
Because, yeah, no, I'm not going to try. I could probably get it, but I will not insult the Germans that way. But it's really cute. So it's, say the magic word and you have the might, hold the moonstone firmly and feel the power. You can do it, oh Sailor Moon. Fight for the victory over darkness. Follow your dream of justice. You can do it, oh Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon. Moonstone, fly and wind. It is time, oh Sailor Moon.
You know what's
Moonstone,
cute? Yeah.
fly
And you know what?
and win.
What's interesting to me is that I'm surprised that the original English 90s opening isn't used more. So the Fighting Evil by Moonlight.
I'm pretty sure, like, on the ones I watched, like, it plays the normal opening.
It plays the opening from the original Sailor Moon, I know. What is it? Like it's not Moon Revenge.
Moonlight Densetsu?
Yes.
Yeah, like, on mine, when I watched it, like, it was the Fighting Evil, but yeah, it was, like, the
That's-
regular one.
That's one I want. Also, I just realized your sweatshirt is Usagi's bed sheets, and that is
Yes.
so cute.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I can literally... Hang on. Because I still have this tab open. But this is the Pioneer dub.
Yes, so the new
Yeah,
one.
that's the one I have, yeah.
Yeah, see, I've been watching the Viz, and they don't use that anymore, and it makes me so
Well-
sad.
The Fighting Evil by Moonlight, that is a Pioneer copyright.
Ah.
Oh, that
Got
makes
it.
sense, yeah.
Yeah, that's why since Viz took over, they haven't used it at all.
And why
Because
they use the Power of Love.
They can't use.
That's
Slash, they don't want to. They may have gotten the copyright for it, but they're like, nah.
That's fair. I don't know what it's the nostalgia goggles. I fully understand.
Yeah.
It also could be in the contract that they can't use it.
Just to differentiate themselves, or
It might be in whatever contract Toei made for them.
oh, okay.
There's several different reasons why they more than likely are not using it.
Yeah. No, and did they release this one in theaters? This movie?
I think they released all of them in theaters. Well, no, I think when Viz did them, they did like a release for them or something.
Yeah.
So I remember I saw Super S in theater, not recently, but like a couple when it got re-released or something.
I don't think they were released in theaters in the early 2000s, if that's what you're
Oh,
asking.
yeah, no, like, it was, like, maybe 4 years ago I saw it.
It was whispered in the back of a Blockbuster that they got released, and that's how you knew
Yeah.
through smoke signals that the
But, yeah, I
VHSs are
don't
now
think they
available.
yeah, but then they did the re-release, they did it in, like, theater. You know, like a limited kinda
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we
How
were
they do the Miyazaki ones.
Yep, just like that, yep.
Yeah, because we talked about this last episode, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, is the landscape of the time when this movie was coming out. Because I believe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, this movie is 1995?
That sounds correct.
We're gonna go with that unless you guys can
Continue on for now like that, and I will
Yeah.
look.
So, think about it at the time, there was not a lot of easy access to this kind of information and this kind of, like, media at the time. Like we were saying, the Blockbuster whisper of, "Hey, do you think that they actually have Sailor Moon this week, or do you think some kid already got it before you got there?" Like, it was that type of landscape whenever you were trying to find these things, because it really wasn't easy back then. Nowadays, the kids have streaming
Yeah.
and such.
It was released in 99, it looks
99.
like, in the US, yes.
Oh.
So Japan got it in 94, and we
Yeah.
didn't get it till 99.
Oh, man, that's a big time difference. Which explains why they probably had to remaster it.
Yeah, see, and then 2014 was when they started re-releasing, and then they screened dubbed versions in 2018. So, yeah, 2018 was probably around then when I saw it. Like 2019, yeah, I think it was like 2019 when I saw Super S in theaters, so that sounds about right.
That's crazy, though. Like, to think about that timeline of how long it took the movie to get to theaters.
Oh, I know.
I'm not that surprised for it, because in 94, when it was first released, it was incredibly hard for the US to get. Sorry, she's snoring behind me. I just heard it. It was incredibly hard for the US to get, first of all, to get the original, because everything had to be on. It was not digital; it was all analog. Then the amount of time that Pioneer used to dub, cut, edit, I'm not surprised that it only released in 99 here.
Yeah, Chrissy, how did you first watch Sailor Moon?
I watched the deep dub on TV, and then I think the first time I saw the movies, I had to, like, buy them on VHS, like, whenever they came out on VHS. But, yeah, I definitely watched it on TV first, and then, Blockbuster used to have, like, not, like, full like, they'd take, like, 2 or 3 episodes, but not in consecutive order, and they would make little almost like a one was like one, like, box, or if you will, like, one VHS with just the hits almost. So they would, like, time skip, and
Oh,
I
that's
remember
funny.
renting those. Yeah, like, it would be like, okay, they found out she was the Moon Princess, and then they'd skip over Tuxedo Mask being evil for most of that time, and then it would jump to, okay, we healed him, and then it would jump to Barrel Fight. And it'd be like 4 episodes on a VHS, but it would be like the key moments you needed, and I forgot what they were called, but yeah, it's like you could rent those, like, at
Oh my
Blockbuster,
God.
and there was, like, 4 of them that you could get. And because me and, like, my friends were the only ones renting them, and, like, eventually, like, we just, like, ended up doing the thing where you, like, take 2 VHS players and you record the VHS to another VHS to make a copy of it. So I ended up literally just making copies of them. Don't do this at home, kids. It's probably illegal.
And it is technically a VHS players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I have, like, my VHS copies of them, like, somewhere with all my stuff. But yeah, they were, like, weird, like, I forget what they were called, but yeah, it was, like, weird, like, cuts of episodes. So I would see, like, some stuff before it was aired because, like, it was already on these, like, weird compilation
Oh
VHSs.
my God.
And then I would watch it and be like, "Wait, we skipped so much."
Honestly, I think it's an attestment to Sailor Moon that it is so popular still when we at the time had no way to watch it in sequential order.
Yeah, it was like you just hope for the best.
Yeah, the first time that I ever watched Sailor Moon in sequential order was probably about 10 years ago
Yeah, that
on
sounds about
YouTube
right.
in 4 parts.
Oh, the old way.
Yeah, when they couldn't upload more than like 9 to 10 minutes at a time. So here's an interesting thing that I'm reading through Wikipedia, which is not, ever a great source of information, but it's still interesting. So the Sailor Moon S, the movie, is based on a 135-page side story, Princess Kaguya's Lover, written and illustrated by Naoko Sensei,
Oh,
and later published by Kodansha. This satisfied that she left the production of the previous film to others. Takeuchi envisioned Princess Kaguya's Lover as the plot of Sailor Moon S, the movie, and proceeded to write the story, quote, all in one go, unquote. She modeled the antagonist after an Art Deco antique called Salome, while the snow dancers are modeled after a German china piece, which Takeuchi thought resembled a, quote, character dancing in a snowstorm, unquote. She also apparently visited the Kennedy Center for this.
Huh.
The
Hold on,
Kennedy
I'll be
Space
right
Center.
back. I'm curious.
okay. So now I am so confused how we got the movie we did.
I feel
I
like I
don't-
remember this information from ye old Tokyo Pop.
Oh, we're pulling out the old
Ooh.
text.
Yeah,
Ancient
no,
text.
I legit now I feel like because this is where the like little side story. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, hang on, let
Kennedy
me-
Space Center.
Let me make you bigger.
Yeah, so
Yep.
here's Kennedy Space Center where she talks about it. I was like, wait. I was like, all of this is coming back to me now.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
Yeah, like she has like a whole like write up about it.
What?
Yeah, because like I remember getting this manga. Like obviously it's about Luna. She's on the cover of it.
Oh
But
my
yeah, it's like a
gosh.
little side story.
That's so cool.
Dart. But yeah, no, so in the old Tokyo Pop ones, they would like have like little excerpts like that she would write and stuff. Like I don't remember if they do it in the new ones.
They don't for sure, or they do the back where they're like information that you might not know.
Like, like Princess Kaguya's Lover.
What happened? Where did I get that story?
I don't know. I have to reread it and see if this is like how different it is because it's definitely longer because it's like all of that.
Oh, that would have been a longer
Then it
movie
goes
for
to
sure.
like this is Ray had like a side story
Yeah.
and Ray's is only like this much, but
What the-
Luna's is like that. Yeah.
Who's the favorite?
Huh. Yeah, no, I'll have to like reread it.
Okay, bringing it up.
If
Loki.
you're
But yeah, like
curious.
it even has like all the pencil drawings and everything. Yeah.
What is that?
This is the thing that Princess Kaguya is modeled after.
Oh,
This is the piece of Art Deco art.
interesting.
Yeah,
think
it literally
my
says
theory
this
is
is my
better.
favorite story. This is the 135-page story that I wrote all in one go as an original story for the summer of 94 Sailor Moon S movie. It was terrible.
It was terrible, and you made it into a movie.
She said, I made my assistants work night and day, made everyone from Toei deathly pale for waiting, but it was a story I wanted to write. Huh.
Yes, please. Any good any information from there, please? I'm curious now.
Yeah. Apparently, when the movie opened, she got lots of fan letters saying that they really cried.
Aw,
It came out on Laserdisc.
fancy.
Yeah, no, interesting. Yeah, no, I'll definitely have to like actually read this.
I forgot that existed. Tokyo
I
Pop.
loved the Tokyo Pop one.
Oh yeah, no, I just have so I keep buying Sailor Moon manga and I probably should stop. And I have this whole series and it's like so beat up that I just basically have it in my room as like display because like, literally like I have one my very first one you can tell it's from Super S because it hadn't aired in the anime yet, so I got the Super S and it is literally falling apart. Like
Oh.
pages are like taped into it.
That
I
is real
wrote my
love.
name on it. Yeah, no, like this thing is like beat to hell. Like they're not stable like at all. Breeding so now they're like display, but they were really cute because yeah, they would have little asides from like Naoko and stuff. And it was always like fun to see.
Also, all of the side stories were in those Tokyo Pop mangas.
Yes. And in the
Like-
re-release, I think they released them as separate like short stories.
Yeah.
Instead of just in the middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, she'll have like little like things in the side panels where she'll just write little notes.
I missed that because
Yeah,
that was
they're
not in
super
the
cute.
Eternal editions.
Yeah, because the Tokyo Pop editions were the ones that had like Ami's first love right in
Yep.
there.
Yeah, it's just like in the and like the one about Chibi-Yusa and like the haunted like antique
Yeah.
store.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Sailor
'cause this
Gucci and
is
Sailor
technically
Chanel.
book 11, so it's basically it's not like its own side. And then when they re-released them, and I don't remember who re-released them, like the big before Eternal, it was the one before that. They released them as like side stories, and now there's the Eternal editions.
Yeah.
And I just need to stop because I don't need like 4 complete sets of the Sailor Moon manga.
I can't even say anything because Celine owns, I think, all 4 of the different ones. So
And I
Yeah,
own at least 2.
I know, I keep buying them. It's a problem. I'm like, I need them to stop.
But you won all the versions because all a little different. Like
They are all a little different.
and I think that's the problem.
the difference in the continuity.
It's the fact that they keep
Oh yeah, sorry, I just
milking
found
it.
this. It was in the back. Here's the little antique guys.
Hang on, let me make your screen.
I didn't realize she threw it in the back of this one, but yeah, so here's
Oh,
like the little drawings.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Sorry, Loki, continue your thought.
Sorry,
no,
I
it's
just
okay.
saw that and I was like, oh.
I think the thing that I dislike is the fact that they are milking it so hard.
Yeah.
That every single edition has just a tiny little change. And I'm like,
And that's why you need it. Yeah.
why can't you just do it properly the one time?
See, and that's what I was confused on because I thought the Eternal edition was supposed to be the definitive edition, and then they came out with a new one.
I thought the definitive one was supposed to be the one that came before Eternal. I thought that was like we did it right, and this has all the little author's notes, and then they were like, Eternal, but big. And I thought Eternal was just bigger.
Yeah,
And yeah, and now I'm like, can we stop?
just a little bit. Just please.
I mean, I think Toei is just using Sailor Moon as a money grab, but that's a whole different
That's a
conversation.
different episode.
Yeah. Where I shit on Toei hardcore.
All right, but anything else before we wrap up our episode?
I still hate this movie.
Any last thoughts?
Go Planet Earth.
Captain Planet. He's a
Okay. So this brings us to the end of our show. Thank you for joining us for episode 16 of season 2. We'd like to thank our guest, Chibi.Chrissy, for joining us today for our Moony Mayhem. Go ahead and give yourself a little plug, Chrissy.
You can follow me on all socials really at this point, but mostly on Instagram at Chibi.Chrissy. I love to chat about especially 90s anime, definitely Sailor Moon, costuming questions that pertain to Sailor Moon, all that good stuff.
Oh man, I might have to pick your brain for when I cosplay Kakeru.
Yeah, for sure. Hit me up.
And as always, our fellow Moonies, make sure to follow us on all of our socials. You can find those in our link tree in our description. And you can follow me, Loki, your resident Sailor Moon the movie hater, on most socials as the Comfy Witch.
We did it.
Woohoo! And then, as always, I have been your host, Michi. You can find my personal socials at MEW21, sometimes _cosplay. For Eternal Mooncast, you can find older episodes of our show on YouTube. We are a YouTube and Twitch exclusive platform now. We appreciate any likes, comments, subscribes, follows, or however you would like to support our show in your own way. As a quick reminder, they have just been our personal opinions, and we celebrate all respectful Moony opinions here. We are working hard to make the show a place for Moonies to come together and discuss their theories and love and passion for Sailor Moon. Remember, as Sailor Moon once said, without the bad times, we wouldn't appreciate the good times. Good night, everybody.
Good night.